Some people say life is like a marathon. Pace yourself and make it to the end. But that's not true. I understand what people mean when they say it. But there is a huge difference between running a marathon and living a life. Do you know where the end of marathon is? 42 kilometers away. It's incredibly long, and if you're not well prepared, your whole body will be screaming. But even then, I never felt like giving up the race because every time I took a step, I could clearly see that I was getting closer to the finish line. Okay, so let's imagine reading a 500-page book. It might not be easy to finish, but it's still doable. Because you know exactly what needs to be done. You just have to go through it. In this case, you and your goal exist on the same level. It's something you can reach simply by putting in the time. You don't need overwhelming anxiety or extreme effort like that feels like you're trying to break into another dimension. All it takes is time and consistency. But what about life? Do you know when it's the end of the down phase of your life? No, you don't. Every situation, good or bad, eventually ends. But you never know exactly when. People usually give up not because their bodies are exhausted, but because they're mentally drained. It's like searching for an oasis in an endless desert. You don't know how far you have to walk to get there, and sometimes you're not even sure if it exists. Imagine walking 1,000 kilometers just to find water only to realize there was none there in the first place. Let's say you want to become a singer or an athlete. You spend tons of hours practicing, but there is no guaranteed path that will make your dream come true. Despite all your time, effort, and money, you still don't know if success is even possible. It's consistency within uncertainty. Maybe this path isn't meant for you, but by the time you realize that, you may have already invested years of your life. That makes it even hard to stop. You become desperate. So the real problem is uncertainty. In things like running a marathon, finishing the race isn't a matter of probability between success and failure. It's certainty. You know you will achieve it one day if you continue. You can go slowly even if you get injured or face setbacks. It just simply takes more time. Eventually, you will reach the finish line if you keep going. That certainty removes the urge to quit. All you have to do is run the course that's been given to you. You don't have to keep asking yourself, what if it doesn't work? Because that question doesn't exist in the situation. Once that worry disappears, you start wasting mental energy on it. That's nothing really complicated to figure out. You just move forward. It's actually very simple. At some point, you might think, damn, this is hard. But that's all it is. You just keep going while thinking, yeah, this is hard. And if you keep doing that long enough, one day you finish the race. But what about life? I believe figuring out how to deal with uncertainty is one of the biggest challenges we face. So let me ask you a question. What causes uncertainty? I would say it comes from the unknown. There may be many answers, but at least I believe we must study and experience the world in order to reduce uncertainty. Think about the deep ocean or outer space. People often feel fear when they think about those places. Not necessarily because they're dangerous, but because we don't truly understand them. And I think life works in a similar way. So the real task of our life, in my opinion, is to increase the resolution of our lives. When we first born, we know nothing. Everything sounds like noise. Even when we see objects, we don't understand their purpose. So they simply exist as part of the background. But as we grow up, things begin to change. We learn language, we interact with the world, we use objects, make mistakes, and gain experience. And slowly, the resolution of life becomes higher. I believe taking on challenges is one of the most effective ways to increase the resolution. Even if you challenge yourself and fail to reach your goal, you still succeed in something important. You succeed in improving the clarity of your life's image. The experiences you gain during the challenges often overlap with experiences needed for other goals, which means you now have more options available, but life is still uncertain. So what I usually do is create a safety net. When I was studying for the university entrance exam, I never stopped going to the gym every day. It definitely wasn't fun at first. I just wanted to go to bed ASAP and watch something entertaining like YouTube or something. But I kept going to the gym because I kept thinking about one situation. What I failed the exam? If that happened, what would be left? Sure, I would gain experience as I mentioned, but there would be no clear result. So I went to the gym to make sure I had something tangible to show for my effort, an actual outcome. Having a fit body as a visible result motivated me to keep moving forward with confidence. Let's imagine this. When someone asks what did you do last year? And your answer is, I studied, or I applied for jobs. But there's no clear outcome. That's okay, but without visible results, it can feel like you didn't accomplish anything, even if you worked hard. So I made sure to do something every day, even just for an hour, to create some kind of result. It could be learning a language, traveling, or building a well-trained physique. So please don't underestimate the time you spend enduring and pushing forward. You are becoming stronger, and you are learning to see the world a little more clearly.